staying motivated as a business developer can be a real challenge. Repetitive tasks, results that don't come as fast as you want, and maybe a manager that doesn't really understand what you do can really hinder your motivation. So what can you do to keep yourself up when things are tough and make sure that you keep going with your day? Keep watching because we're going to share some tips to boost motivation as a good business developer. But before we get into today's video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our weekly BD hacks to improve your career. Alright, let's get started. Tip number 1, find your intrinsic motivation. Many business developers in our community get demotivated because they don't see results very fast. The thing is that in business development, you're not fully in control of everything. You depend on your customers, your colleagues, your partners, and your results are often tied to what they decide to do with you. So, if you only base your motivation on these external factors, for example, reaching a quota or getting a bonus, you're not going to go very far, and you're actually setting up yourself for failure. Instead, you should find something that intrinsically motivates you to keep going even when times are tough. Something you just do for the sake of it, because it gives you satisfaction. Intrinsic motivators are usually things that give you very positive emotions when you do them. Of course, it's much easier to find them for things that are not really work-related, for example, your hobbies, your passions, and so on. But I'm here to tell you that you can find these intrinsic motivators also in your job life. For example, I have something I like to call the first-of-the-class syndrome. I really love learning new things, and I like to talk about these things with people. This really gives me the confidence to talk with anyone about anything, and it makes me feel smart, so I kind of like the feeling that it gives me. Case in point, I was really not motivated to write the script for this video, and even less to be shooting this video today. But as I started researching more the topics I wanted to share with you, I actually felt I was improving myself and my mind was expanding. Now, because I know that I really love learning so much, I try to embed it in my daily work life. So for any process or any task I'm doing, I try to read something new every day, and I try to challenge myself into improving things in my day-to-day job. So try to find something similar that really gives you these positive emotions and embed them in your job as well, so that you can be more motivated more consistently. Tip number 2, set goals. Now, we all know that setting goals is very important for our efficiency, but why is that? The answer comes from two psychologists called Latham and Locke that studied goal setting for about 35 years in the field. In their paper, they explain how goals actually work and in which way they affect our performance. First, goals give you direction. Having goals steers your attention. It makes you focus on the things that are relevant to your goals and remove distraction. Second, goals have an energizing function. In their study, they found out that when people set high goals for themselves, they were also more committed to their goals, and therefore they had better results. And third, goals actually affect your persistence. They found out that when people had control over their time and how to use it to achieve their goals, they were actually more committed for a longer time. Therefore, if you want to improve also your persistence, goal setting can be a very good way to do that. The fact that you're working towards a specific goal and seeing the results of it will automatically increase your motivation for that task. So make sure that you always have daily tasks that enable you to achieve your medium to long-term goals. And if you're curious about the research I mentioned before, check the description below so you will find the paper and read more about the importance of goal setting. Tip number 3, remove frictions. The best way to get demotivated is to make your decision process as slow and as complicated as possible. But you should aim at doing exactly the opposite. Why? Because frictions slow you down, and if you have to take small decisions every day, you're going to be busy deciding what you have to do, how to do it, and at the end of the day, you're not going to really get anything done. One good way to prevent frictions is to actually prepare a to-do list the day before that is ready for the morning after. But be careful not to put too many tasks in your to-do list or very complicated projects, because otherwise you will feel very overwhelmed and you will lose a lot of time on the wrong things. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. If you watch The Shining, you probably know what I'm talking about. And the next tip is really related to that, because it's all about setting rewards. I consider myself to be quite of a workaholic, and for a very long time I was just focused on the next milestone, the next task and the next project. And at some point I really felt depleted. I felt I was not really enjoying my job anymore. And this is because I never took the time to celebrate all the things we accomplished already and really just be happy for what we did. That's when I realized that setting rewards is actually as important as working hard. Because if you never stop to evaluate what you did, you actually cannot strategize and you cannot plan your next steps effectively. Besides, that makes your job really boring, and on the long term you're going to lose interest and motivation, and we don't want that to happen. So, set some rewards for yourself and keep in mind it doesn't need to be anything fancy or expensive. Sometimes just going for a walk after finishing a task can be very regenerating and help you stay motivated on the long term. Tip number 5, just get started. One mistake people make when it comes to motivation is to think that you have to be motivated in order to start something, while in reality it's the other way around, because let's be honest, nobody likes to wake up early and spend 8 to 10 hours in front of a laptop working, right? The key is actually to just get started even if you don't feel motivated, because motivation will come as a result of what you're doing. Whenever you see the results or you accomplish some tasks, you will feel your motivation growing, and that's what is going to keep you going on the long term. Besides, keep in mind that getting started is always the most difficult part of the job, so just get over with it and you will see you will enter in your flow. Alright everyone, these were the top 5 tips to boost your motivation as a business developer. If you learned something new and you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our weekly BD hacks to improve your career and become a better business development pro. Okay, have a great day and see you next week.